Welcome to Let's Get Into It. I am your host, Sherelle Higgins. Let's Get Into It is a safe space to have real conversations that are meant to uplift, encourage, and let you know you are not the only one dealing with life. Each episode of Let's Get Into It is designed to provide illuminating and thought-provoking information on a variety of topics. In fact, no topic is off limit. If you would like to see a topic discussed, please feel free to make a recommendation. My special guest and I will have a great time discussing topics that the mainstream media wouldn't dare discuss. We will bring these conversations to you with an open mind, respectfully, from different perspectives, and most importantly, with love. Thank you for joining me and my special guest. Now, let's get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It. I am your host, Sherelle Higgins, and today, I wanted to have this conversation because this is something, a conversation that many of us have struggled with, have had conversations with others about, and really different ways to achieve a goal. And, sometimes our goals can be numerical. Sometimes our goal can be visionary, and we just, we see something we want to do and we want to get there. And so I wanted to have this conversation because I think it's so important, particularly in this day and time, that we unshame shaming other people. Let's not do that, right? We all have something that we should be proud of, that we love. And many of you all who know me, I love everything about me. And you should love everything about you. And I will love that for you. And so today I'm going to bring my guest, Dr. Daryl Wharton, to the stage because she has a journey that she's going to share with us. And I'm sure many of us will be able to relate to her journey. And so Dr. Daryl Wharton is a transformational speaker, board certified NLP practitioner, and we're going to ask her what that is, and hypnotist, which I find very interesting, best-selling author, and life and success coach. She helps women rewire their mindset, realign their purpose, and reignite their power. That's powerful. I like that. So help me welcome Dr. Daryl to the stage.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me for this very important
Yeah,
conversation.
thank you for having me.
Um, and so my first question to you. So we're gonna talk about weight loss, your weight loss journey. And so let's talk about, like, when did you start to know that you were probably heavier than others?
Well, you know what? I have two answers for that.
Okay.
First, when I was younger, because my mother took me to Weight Watchers at the age of 7 to get me help.
Mm,
So I knew then from my mother telling me that I was heavy. Because, when you're that young, you're like, this is me, you know. So,
right.
and then as I grew older and the weight just kept going on and the struggle was real, then, I'm like, yeah, I'm not like most people.
Okay. So going to Weight Watchers at the age of 7, and now that you're much older than 7, um, how did that impact you?
For me, it was I wish my mother would have made it like a little game or something. It may have been a little different, but dieting turned into a task, a chore.
Mhm.
It ran my life. My weight ran my life. And most people won't believe how much I got up to. It's my highest weight. And I like to put that little pow pow on them. And you let me know when you're ready for me to share that. So, so it was hard because I always felt like I just wasn't good enough. If I could just lose the weight, then I would be great. Everything else about me was good. Like I thought I was pretty. My father, told me I was beautiful. So of course I'm beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I had good grades. I had friends. I didn't have anybody teasing me. So it was just that one little thing that was just right here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're fat, like all day long. So it was really, really hard because I judged everything about myself strictly based on how much I weighed. Those numbers ran my life.
Mm. So let me ask you this. It's good to know that you weren't bullied at school, you had friends, but back when we were growing up, there was no gentle parenting.
Mm-mm.
There was no parent necessarily concerned about your feelings.
Mm-mm.
And so
That's such a nice way to put it. Good way of changing the words and all that stuff.
so based on that, what type of things were said to you? Not
Oh
just from your parents, but just from your peers or your cousins?
yeah. You know, I was I was really, really blessed. I don't have that typical story of saying, "Oh, I was bullied, and when I was in the third grade, they did this to me." Probably because of my personality,
Mhm.
and so the bully for me was my mother. Um,
Mm.
but I'm going to use that word very lightly because we have to get to a point where we take ownership, and not saying to blame myself. You have to meet people where they are. And
Mhm.
when you have a young child that is so heavy like that, you get desperate to try to help your baby. I know I would do anything for my children.
Mhm.
And I think from her perspective, she tried to scare me into losing the weight. So I was told things like, you're never going to have a boyfriend. You're not going to go to college. Fat people don't go to college. They don't hire fat people. You're never going to have a job. And, looking back on it now, she wasn't trying to be cruel. She was just trying her best to be like, look, I got to get my baby to lose this weight.
Right.
So I was told things like that. But unfortunately, I believed those things. But on the flip side of that, I'm also the type of person, don't tell me I can't do nothing. That's
Mm.
not going to work out well for you.
Mm.
And so I also have to give her credit for all of the accomplishments I have reached. You're not gonna go to college. I got 5 degrees.
Mhm.
You're never gonna get married. I married my high school sweetheart. We've been together since the 10th grade. So it's like I was determined, but you also can't live your life like that either. You can't
Right.
live your life trying to prove people
Proofs,
wrong.
yes, exactly. So let me ask
So
you this. When you were 7, do you remember how much you weighed?
I don't. I remember. It's funny because I started journaling when I was probably about 11, and I
Okay.
still have those. And girl, I reach back for stories, honey. I can still go back through those. And I know in my journals, I think when I was 11, I weighed like 210.
Okay.
And so I
And
have no
how tall
say
are you?
I
How
am
tall are you?
five. Well, at 11, I don't know, but I'm
Right.
5'7". I don't know how
Okay.
um tall I was back then, but we always the mind is so powerful when we actually remember everything.
Yes.
But your conscious mind has selective memory.
Mhm.
So I remember down, what do they call it at the time? In the harbor, not the gallery, but the in the harbor where it was. And we were down there, and this lady walked up to my mother, and I was probably about 7 or 8, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, she is so cute." And my mother said, "Yeah, she would be cute if she just loses weight."
Oh,
Like
Jesus.
you remember stuff like that,
Right.
for I had a third grade teacher that said something to me. Um, so I've been very conscious to pull out good memories
Okay.
because they're there. And
Yeah.
my mother sold. So guess what? Guess who always had clothes when I couldn't find clothes to fit?
Hmm.
So that's because I'm changing the narrative.
Right. And so you go on this journey, you start Weight Watchers early, and then you have these experiences. Now, when I was growing up, my family, I'm learning, is very different than a lot of families. In my family, there's a lot of joking going on, like a lot. Like that, like we don't take anything serious, right?
Okay.
And so when I was growing up, they used to tease me and say I had a big forehead. And I never really owned that. So now when people say to me, "Oh no, your head is perfect for that haircut," I just laugh to myself because I'm like, oh, my whole life, my cousins and them tease me about my forehead. And
Hmm.
so, is I think those are just examples of how you can't absorb
Yes.
people's stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you just have to
Absolutely.
embrace what you have and work with it. And that's
Yeah.
it. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Forget what anybody else think or say about it. But after they joan on you, they laugh real hard and loud. And so, it was always comedy. But, I can't remember an experience, and I typically have a good memory of anybody being facetious with it.
Yeah.
And so my next question to you is, you said you met your husband in high school.
Hmm. Well, I actually met him when I was 9. Now we have a fight. He says we were 11 or 12. He don't know what he's talking about. So
Look, my husband say same stuff, different house.
yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. And then we met back up again in high school. We had a mutual friend in high school, and we met back up. But I still remember the 11 to 12 because he used to go with one of my girlfriends over the phone, so I know what I'm talking about.
We usually do. Ain't nothing like
Hmm.
um
Yes,
so let me ask you this. So in high school, you were still what they call overweight.
obesely. In
Okay.
high school, I was in the 400s.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so when you met your husband, that wasn't a thing for him. I mean, he wasn't concerned about that.
No, it's so funny if you ask him, he has his answer is so simple. He just said, "I just liked you and I thought you were pretty." It's
And
like, you know, so because I don't think if things were reversed and I
mhm,
was that age, I don't know if I would have dated a guy that was as heavy as I was.
mhm. Yeah, I
So,
get
yeah,
that.
I mean that's just the truth, you
Yeah.
know. So he's loved me in all stages.
Mhm. That
So
that's so awesome. I love
but
to
I'm a
hear.
fabulous person too now. Let's be clear.
Look, you
But,
and me both.
but I
I'm
think that's why I didn't have, people calling me names or
mhm.
anything because I was everybody's friend and I liked everybody and I just didn't have that problem. I have beautiful friends from high school that I'm still friends with and I just never had that problem. I had one person that said something when we were on the bus or something, and till this day, I still feel the same. Like, look at you, look at me. I'm good. I'm good.
And so, would you say that, I know you have children, so would you say that those pregnancies added on to your weight?
No,
Okay.
because well, you want me to tell the story of the weight, then I can get to it was after I had lost the weight.
Okay.
So my highest weight was 674 pounds.
Okay.
And so I had weight loss surgery, which they consider a failed weight loss surgery if you don't get down to the book size, which was 135 pounds at 5'7". I'm good.
Right.
I'm
Right.
good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's too much.
I completely changed my life. And so after I lost, I think when I had my first baby, I think I was in the I don't know, 330 or 340 or something I had. And I had back-to-back babies, y'all. Pregnant for 3 years, honey. I had 2004, 2005, and I made it to January 2007. Um, and then when my baby got to be 9 out of 10, I was like, okay, I'm still not comfortable. Let me get back on track. People think when you have this surgery that the weight is just gonna come off automatically. You actually have to not just change your lifestyle, you have to change who you are.
You have to change your
You know,
mindset
you have
too.
to change your mindset. You have to become a totally different person that you now align with. And and I thought that I was comfortable because coming from almost 700 pounds down to that, I'm like, I'm good. But
Mhm.
once I had a hard conversation with myself, no, I'm not comfortable. So I started by going to a Zumba class. I went to a Zumba class and I was in there with two other these little college girls, and they were just, girl, all I'm saying in my head, you better not stop. You better not stop. And I'm in there, girl. When I tell you, walking to my car, I was holding on to the wall. My husband had to come and get me out the car when I got home. But I proved something. You can move for 60 minutes.
Yes.
And I started going to Zumba class. Diva T, she's still in Baltimore. She does designs now, event things, and I was going right at the Furley Rec Center, and I was going 5 times a week.
Okay.
And her and I just changed who I was. So the pregnancy did not contribute to the weight at all.
Got it. So
Yeah.
an important part of the weight loss journey, and it's one of the things I love about weight loss is different things work for different people.
Yes.
And I love that because so many people will come up to you and say, if you just do this, and this, and I'm like, so, I also had to learn how to adjust my lifestyle so that I can become healthier
Yeah.
because I'm a type 2 diabetic. And I was like, yeah, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
And so I started working out a lot. And then I started doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah. I do that too.
And that really works for me
Yeah.
today. And that was definitely pre-pandemic. Um, Probably maybe 2 years before the pandemic. And I didn't even realize how heavy I had gotten. But I was cool, because I was like, I'm still cute, I'm gonna dress it up and I'm going on about my business. And
And
I
people would say to you, "How do you not know?" Because if you ask me that question, I have no idea how I got all the way up to almost 700 pounds. In my memory, it was like poof, I'm 700 pounds. What I do remember is every summer my mother having to get me bigger clothes
Mhm.
because she would be so mad about it. Every summer, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. When you're younger, I'm not buying the food. I'm just being little old me,
Mhm.
and then it turns into a habit. I became that. That's who I was. And it was hard to stop it as I got older when I could buy my food, when I could make better decisions.
Mhm.
But I was so used to being that person. And I joined Weight Watchers over 25 times since the age of 7. Like I tried everything. The little infomercials that used to come on with Richard Simmons, but I was buying it all.
Mm.
And that's when I was like, I gotta have this surgery.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. And I knew that at that size, I was going to be dead. And I actually thought my highest weight was 621
Mhm.
until a couple of years ago. I got my medical records. I just wanted to like read through them and stuff because I had some complications. And on my medical records, they weighed me that morning. I was 674. So
Wow.
that even tells you I didn't even know from 621 that I
Mhm.
had gained up to 674 pounds between that weigh-in and when I had my surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that weight gain thing is tricky because I mean you just end up buying bigger clothes, you know what I mean? Because most women shop all the time anyway,
Yeah.
right? Just buy
Yeah.
what fits.
Yeah.
And so I saw a picture of me from when I was at my heaviest. And then I did a side by side of a current picture of me, and I was like, wow, I had
Yeah.
no idea. And so it was interesting because I never like lost, confidence or, was down
Yeah.
on myself about it. I was just like, okay, this is the size I wear. I'm about to dress this up and I'm getting on. Um,
For
so
me, it was like I knew who I was inside, and I couldn't be that person. I'm a performer. I sing and I act, and I used to dance. And my mother, I don't know why my mother stopped, didn't take me back for dance. I can't remember. And she has dementia now, so I can't even ask her that. I have no idea. But I am a performer. Don't give me a mic, because ain't nobody else in the room but me. So I felt trapped.
mhm,
And that's when I knew that, and I had babies, and I was like, I want to see their babies. I want to talk to them when they get older. I want to grow old. And so it turned more into a life thing and a
mhm,
feeling good in my body thing versus what do these numbers look like on the scale, because the scale lies. Sometimes it's water weight, sometimes it's and don't even get me started on menopause, because somebody need to whip her tail, okay? So yeah, so when I start change that focus to me, what do I feel like? Do I
mhm.
love the way I look? Do I like the way I feel in my body? That's when my goals started to change from, oh, I want to lose this amount, or I want to weigh this. No, I want to weigh sexy. That's what I want to weigh. I want to weigh being cute.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. I love that. I
yeah.
love that. Yes. So, in terms of nutrition, um, I like intermittent fasting because I'm just not a big eater to begin with.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't bother me if I'm home doing nothing, not to eat nothing after 6 o'clock. It just doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm going out with friends and it's after 6 o'clock and that's we going to dinner, I'm gonna eat. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Um, but for the most part, I try to stick to the 6 o'clock, and I don't necessarily restrict myself from anything that I want. Now, some things I won't eat just because I have diabetes and I know it spikes my blood sugar.
Mhm.
And so I won't have those things, but those are not necessarily things that I really care about one way or the other. So it's not a big deal for me.
Mhm.
And so when you decided to have the surgery, were you placed or was a recommended eating plan?
They
Uh,
had, well, you always, after you have surgery, you got to be on a liquid diet, and then it goes to what is it, a soft diet.
no,
Um,
no pre-surgery.
oh no, at back, girl, it was a long time ago. They don't even do my surgery
Oh,
anymore. I'm like over 25 years out. I had my
okay,
surgery in 1999. I had a biliopancreatic diversion. Took me a
okay.
long time to be able to say it. They don't even do my surgery anymore. So I did not, my insurance did not require for me to lose anything prior to my surgery.
And
So
so what is that they did? That name you just said, that the surgery. What
they
did they do with that?
say it again.
What did they do doing that to help you lose weight?
They bypassed. I had a gastric bypass, another
Oh, okay.
version of gastric bypass.
Mhm.
So, they bypass a certain amount of your intestines. Mine was what, distal, where they bypass like 100 centimeters of your intestines, and then they make your stomach smaller. My surgeon barely cut my stomach, so I had a revision 2 years later, because with that first surgery, I only lost about 80 pounds. And then, of course, I went into a spiral like, you really must be worthless. You done had the surgery and still can't use it, still can't lose the weight. And then one of my friends was like, you should go to another surgeon and get a second opinion. And they
Mhm.
did an endoscopy, and my stomach was like a normal size. So once I had that revision, that is when I lost the majority of my weight. But then, it evens out and it plateaus.
Mhm.
And then I had my children. So then, I was pregnant for a couple of years. And then, you just start doing life. And I maintained that weight loss, but the weight loss kind of stopped until I said, I'm not done yet. I think
Mhm.
I want to get back on track. And I also became plant-based. I haven't had meat in like almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Um, and I changed my whole family. Like I asked my husband, and once he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." Our girls were young at the time, and even now they still don't eat a lot of meat. They do eat a lot of meat. I wasn't going to make that decision for them,
Mhm.
but they don't eat as much probably they would have if we were a meat eating family, and neither does my husband. I'll
Mhm.
dabble in dairy. So, like you said, after 6, you'll go off. If I go to your wedding, you got cake. I'm not going to ask you if you got eggs in your cake. I'm going to eat me a slice of cake. Now, if it has meat in it, I'm not going to eat it. But
Okay.
the cake has meat in it. So, and I'm not even going to say never because, honey, them honey barbecue chicken wings, I know they still taste good. I know they still taste
Let
good.
me confirm that for you. Yes, they do.
But it doesn't I have no craving or nothing like that for meat. And my senses heighten. Like as
Mm.
soon as I go into a grocery store, I could smell the blood in the meat.
Oh, wow.
And it is like, and I don't feel that way. Like I can go to dinner with you and you have your chicken wings, and I'm like, you shouldn't eat that. I'm not like that. It's for
Right.
me. It's not for,
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
Um,
because I'd be like, "Girl, I'm about to tear this up."
Yes, it wouldn't bother me. It would not bother me. I don't even eat the processed plant-based foods. Now, when I first switched, I did because
Mhm.
that's what I had to do to kind of transition. And
Right.
then once you start reading them labels, you like, it's better for me to make a black bean and mushroom burger than for me to go and buy this Beyond Meat burger.
Mhm.
But it served me when I was transitioning over until
Right.
I can get all the recipes and all that stuff for me, to fix.
And so do you cook a lot?
Not as much because I travel so much.
Mhm.
I was just talking to my husband like I gotta find a home delivery, and now I'm dabbling into being a raw vegan.
Mhm.
Um, I can do that really well over the summer because of all the watermelon and the fruit, and it's so much easier to do it over the summer.
Mhm.
So I'm looking for someone who can do some raw vegan food for me.
Okay.
I have let food, I used to look at food as, oh, that's good. I want some of that. Now I look at it like, oh, that's going to improve my iron, or that's going to give me more energy. I don't look at food the same way. Now, I am a sweet eater.
Okay.
That is my thing that I am trying to get better at. So I try to do like date sugar and not the white sugar and fix
Mhm.
things. So trust me, I have some cake in this house, but it's a vegan lemon blueberry cake that I sweeten with date sugar
Okay.
or maples or pure maple syrup. So
I'm not a sweet eater at all.
girl, I can have
It's a
me a
couple
plate of
things.
cake. I'll be so
Mm-mm.
happy with a plate of cake. I don't need no food.
It's a couple things I'll take 1 or 2 bites of that I like, but you'll never see me eat the whole like, I like lemon meringue pie, but you'll
Ah,
never see me eat the whole slice, not ever. I'll
okay.
take 2 bites. I like bread
Yeah.
pudding. If it's good bread pudding, 1 or 2
Mhm.
bites, I'm good.
You're
But
done.
I like, just to have it on a weekly basis or anything, yeah, no,
Yeah.
miss me with that. Um, but everybody have a vice, right? You know,
Yeah.
my vice is beer. I like beer. I don't
Oh, okay.
not because it makes me intoxicated. I just like beer. I
Yeah.
love
I've
the
never
flavor.
acquired that taste. It doesn't smell right to me. I can't get so I've never I'm not a drinker. And they are expensive, girl. I mean, sometimes I look at that little menu and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm
Look,
glad I
I
don't
was
drink.
eating healthy, but here we are.
You're right. You ain't you are correct about that too. And they make it like that for a reason.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can get all of these diseases and carrying on from the food that we eating.
Yes.
And so I looked up like where the United States rank in terms of obesity.
Probably number one.
Well, not actually. And I was
Oh.
surprised because that's what I was expecting to see.
Mm.
But they said it depends on the data you look at, but they said they're usually in the top 10 or top 20.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yes.
I believe it. And they
No,
get you
wait a minute,
addicted.
hold on. We got a comment here.
Oh,
Michelle said, "Like the ice cold Corona." That's right,
oh,
Michelle.
Corona. So wait a minute, Corona is a beer or is it a what is that?
It's a beer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes,
And don't y'all be laughing at me. I don't know the names of the studies things y'all
and
be
Michelle, I
drinking.
really like Corona and put a little lime in it. What? It's on and popping. Look, Ray Sean said he's still thinking about them honey barbecue wings.
Hey, Sean, go out and have some of them wings for me, please. Now y'all know I can get me some trumpet mushrooms and fix me up some honey and barbecue. Trust me, and fry it, and it would be just as good because it's really the seasoning.
Okay.
It's the seasoning is what
Take
we.
your
That's why
word.
you have 1,000 chicken dishes. It's the
Yeah,
seasoning.
yeah, that's true. I'll
Mhm.
take your word for it. Now, I do like portobello mushroom sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
do like that.
Yeah.
But I also like meat and beer. So um,
Okay.
um, so let's talk about one of the things I know a lot of women struggle with, or not just women, couples, more specifically to couples. Um, like having conversations around weight.
Yeah.
Usually, when you're talking to a female, you kind of stay away from the conversation of weight.
Yeah. I'm sure most men do.
And it's smart. It's smart to do
Sure
so.
is.
And so, like, did you and your husband stay away from that conversation,
You know
or
what? We did. I think, well, what I would say is he never said to me, I think you need to lose some weight or, you're too heavy or whatever. I was talking about it all the time.
Mhm.
So he saw that I was trying. He saw the money I was spending on this and on that and going to this doctor and joining Weight Watchers again. So he saw that I wasn't complacent with it. I just could not do it. I just, and I think it stems from just with growing up and it being ingrained in me that this was who I am.
Mhm.
And and I'm an emotional eater. So when you tell me you're never going to get married or you're going to be by yourself because you're fat, what am I going to go do? I'm going to go and eat
Mm.
while I'm wishing I wasn't eating. You
Right,
know what I
right.
mean? So it kind of it backfired. But again, you only can do what you know.
Mhm.
That's you know what I mean? So I don't have any blame for her.
Right.
So until now, I realized that you have to love yourself. That 674-pound me, that girl is a beast. Do you hear me? Can you imagine walking around with the weight of two adults and a toddler? I
Oh,
was going to
God.
school. I was working. I was 580 when I got married. I was doing it. This was no 600-pound life over here. I
Okay.
was doing stuff. So when I think about her, and because she's the one who got me to here, she is
Okay.
the one who made that decision. I
Mhm.
love her.
Mhm.
I wish that I'm trying to be as strong as she was
Okay.
because right now, if you would say, "Oh, here, put on this 674-pound vest," I'll be looking at you like, "No, I'm not." She was forced to walk around, and I often refer to her as she because she is like my superpower. When I think that I can't do something, I look at her like, girl, you were going to school, you were working. I had my car and I couldn't fit under the steering wheel, honey. I ordered me a little smaller steering wheel, had them people to put that steering wheel on my car so I could fit under the steering wheel. She was a beast.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
love
I
I
love
love
her.
yeah, that's I didn't know you could do that with a car. Put a smaller steering wheel on it.
Girl,
I
let
had
me tell you, she was resourceful, and
okay.
I'm still resourceful. Tell me no, because I'm gonna find another way to do it. And if you say no, I'm gonna ask the next person. I'm gonna ask. If you say no, then I'm gonna go behind you and ask that person.
Okay.
That's who she was. So I take that from her. And when you really just love yourself, you start making better decisions.
Mhm.
You watch when you truly are aligned with your higher self. Watch how many people friends you lose because they no longer match your energy.
Right, right.
And I don't wish them any harm. I'm just like, you ain't on my level no more. And I
Mhm.
was like that at 674 pounds. My father told me I was cute. So my husband knew, don't think you with this fat girl because she can't get nobody else. Mm-mm. So, but I did not like myself being fat. Like I loved myself, but I hated myself because I just couldn't do it. And I remember one time my husband saying to me, I will love you enough for the both of us. And until I realized how powerful I was at that weight, because most people at that weight, they are the 600-pound life show. I
Right,
wasn't.
right.
So, yeah, she and my nickname is Peppa. Girl, that's Peppa, honey. You can't tell her nothing. Now, she may talk about herself, but let you call her fat, you're gonna be quite sad that you decided to make that decision.
I
For
know. Hey,
real.
I'm loving all of this, Dr. Darrell, because people, especially women, we need to know this about ourselves and
Yeah,
not thinking about our weight or what somebody else think. I love to hear this. Um,
yeah,
I often, tell this story on this show. I just never knew that women struggled with their weight until I was well. I mean, and struggle with their confidence until I was
yes,
well into adulthood. I had no idea because, like, I come from a majority family and a majority female family, and we all had confidence. What? Like, and so even the people we hung around with, like, if you ain't got no confidence, you can hang out with us. So I never really saw that growing up.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
let me see. We have a question. Is your husband
No, mm-mm. He
She
just
said
a cute
no,
and
her husband
sexy
is not
girl.
on the bigger side.
Mm.
I know that's right. She's like, "Mm." That's a good question though, because people want to know.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you let's talk about for people who may be considering having some type of weight loss surgery. Let's talk about the recovery period. What was that like?
I actually, now that I think about when I think way back, with and I know I'm going to talk about NLP, but I never thought that once I decided to have that surgery that I couldn't do it. I've always seen myself on stage. I've always seen myself with an album and a book and as a little girl. So, the recovery for me, if you hear it, you'll say, "Oh, you had difficulties," and I did on paper.
Mhm.
Thankfully for me, I never thought that I was as sick. I almost died twice, and I was on the heart unit when I had my surgery. I went home. Well, I stayed in the hospital for like almost 8 days,
Mm.
and then I went home. Then I was back in the hospital 4 days later because I got a staph infection. And not once did I ever think that I was not going to survive. I just didn't think that. And I know that that helped me.
Mhm.
So the recovery was a lot. I was fainting. I was and when I fainted that first time when I was like still like in the low 600s, high 500s, my husband had to call the paramedics. He couldn't pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very, very difficult now that I look back on it. But when I was going through it, it was like, okay, thank you guys for picking me up. Y'all be safe now when you out here on your calls. I appreciate all of you. You'll help me up, and then yeah, I'm going back in the house and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Okay.
So that's why I say she was a beast, honey.
So let's talk about, because I know one thing that happens is you have excess skin.
Yes. Now that's a trip.
So let's talk about that. Why is it a
So
trip?
I had my tummy tuck. She's nice, honey. She's nice. Still got a staph infection with that. 4 weeks later, I had to go back into surgery for them to clean out the infection. But you know what my mindset was? Can y'all make sure y'all cut a little bit more off since y'all gotta go back in here? You know what I mean? Then
Right.
I had a thigh lift. And when you're that heavy, most people have these surgeries twice because you get down to a size where it's like, look, I gotta do something I'm not comfortable or what have you, and then you lose more weight. I could probably get another thigh lift, but I'm just not worried about it. But I almost died from that thigh lift. I was in and out of the hospital like 5, 6 times with a staph infection, and I didn't have a good surgeon that took great care of me. So I did almost die. I was on a heart unit for 13 days. I was on a heart unit until I just looked at the doctor and I was like, if I'm going to sign myself out, because if I stay here, I'm going to die. And I knew that. And they discharged me the next day, and I got better. So so it was hard. And the last thing that I want to get done, I do want to get my arms done. That was the last thing that I was waiting to get done because now my elbows hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have a on my Instagram page, I show people the difference from me putting on like my arm. I don't even know what you call them. I guess a girdle. I don't know. It's just
Okay.
like a tight t-shirt or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and so I will wear that sometimes, not all the time, but I feel like my arms don't match for me. I want to basically get my arms done because my elbows hurt.
Okay.
So, but trust me, she's cute, y'all. She's
Yes,
cute.
you are. And I love that for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And
but people, it's hard, and people don't understand all of the things that come with that rapid weight loss. So when you meet someone who has had the surgery and they don't have the skin problems, they probably just didn't start off as high as I did.
mhm,
I have to do different type of supplements. I have chronic anemia. I have to go get iron infusions at least once, if not twice a year. And when
mhm,
your iron is low, honey, if I bend over, I would get dizzy in a moment. So certain things that I still have to do over 25 years later. So don't tell me that I took the easy way out. I saved my life. So I have to do certain things, different supplements. I gotta go and do this. I gotta go and do that. The surgeon with my thighs, he damaged my lymph nodes. I have lymphedema now because of his crazy butt. Um, but I still wake up feeling absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful for this journey because now I can help somebody else. Don't
mhm.
wait until you lose 50 pounds to buy a cute dress. Buy that cute dress and then buy another one when you lose
Right.
50 pounds.
I
Yeah,
really appreciate your transparency.
yeah.
Because a lot of people don't necessarily want to talk about,
No,
what.
girl, y'all see this? Look at this. Just waving in the air. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. Is that my phone or yours?
I hear something.
No, I don't. No, I don't think, and it wasn't me. I don't know what that was.
Maybe it
Um,
was mine. My phone, I don't know if it was mine or not.
so anyway, um, yeah, so as I was saying, I really appreciate your transparency. Now,
Yeah.
when you were at your heaviest weight, did you have any medical conditions?
Girl, let me tell you, I'm so happy. I had arthritis. That's gone, y'all. I got two brand new knees. So I can't even put that on my list no more when I go, they fell out, I don't even have to put that down no more. I had sleep apnea. That went away with the first 80 pounds that I lost. I had just started using the machine, and gosh, did I hate that machine. I hear they got a real simple one now, but over 25 years ago, you put that thing on and it would blow that. I would cry every single night I had to put that thing on. So with the first 80 pounds I lost, that went away. I have a low thyroid, which I probably had for a long time and didn't know it. And I still take medication for that. That's it. My doctor would say, I wish I can sell your blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have, and I still have to put physicians in their place when I go in to see them because they assume, and I have to say, it's a whole bunch of skinny, sick people walking around. You worried about me and my chunky, healthy self.
Right.
Yeah, so I still don't. So I feel really, really blessed. Now the person that gets on my nerves is Miss Menopause. That's the
hold
person that
on, hold on before we talk about menopause, because we have a question. So, how much have you lost?
over 400 pounds. And I don't like telling people the exact number because I'm not that number. Like it's so many things about me. So I always just say over 400 pounds.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I mean, because really, all you need is a general idea, right? Like, if you're curious enough to ask, you don't need the exact number. It's not going to do anything
Mm-mm.
for you. And
Yep.
400
Over
pounds,
400.
400
Yeah.
pounds. So I ain't mad. I love that answer. So let's talk about menopause. Um,
I'm
it
so
menopause,
mad.
yeah, menopause does this thing, and
Uh,
again, it's another thing that everybody experience different,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so let's talk about how you experience menopause.
Girl, I thought I was lucky because it
Hold
started
on,
early. Okay.
somebody said you look amazing.
Oh,
Roberta said
thank
you
you, Roberta. You do too, girl. Look at that cute picture.
look amazing. That's my cousin.
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, I started early at 44 and thank goodness, honey. That period went away and never came back. I hear horror stories about Aunt Flo. I hear the horror stories. I never experienced that. And I just started having like little hot flashes and stuff. And a little of like the I don't want to say confusion. It's just like brain fog. Like I have to really stop for a minute to really gather my thoughts together before
Mhm.
I make a decision or before I do something. And then I gained a little weight too. Like I've been doing this for years, and I'm like, what's going on? What I've been doing to maintain this, it's not working anymore.
Mhm. Gotta make those
And
changes.
yeah, and so now I'm trying to find, what else can I do? Now my stomach is small, y'all. I can't eat for so much. Like sometimes I get mad when I go out to dinner because I just bring my little container with me, and I'm just sitting there looking at everybody else still eating. I don't took my 5 bites and I'm done. And my husband said, you got a purity attitude about your food. So the way I tell you to fix it, I need to fix it just like that because I don't get to taste. My taste is my food. So
Mhm.
after 5 to 6 bites, that's all I get in. So I had to become friends with the waiter or waitress to be like, look, I'm gonna need you to tell the cook, I'm gonna need him to fix my food exactly how I asked it because I only get a certain amount of bites out of it. And food is
Mhm.
emotional for everybody, and we use it for everything. Somebody died, what you do? You got repast. Somebody's birthday, you go out to eat. I'm still in with everybody else. I just have to
Right.
do things a little differently now.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm trying to find my way from Miss Menopause coming in here messing up stuff. Now I'm still cute. I don't have no problems with that. But my clothes are a little snug. That's what I don't like. And I got too many clothes. I'm not rebuying stuff.
I know that's right.
I'm not rebuying stuff. Yeah.
So,
Mm-mm.
question. You said you was doing Zumba back. Have you continued the exercise part of your journey?
Girl, let me tell you, Zumba turned into hot hula fitness. I went and I got certified. I was teaching hot hula fitness for a couple of years. And I went, it was a classroom full of people. Of course, I was the chunkiest one in there, girl, and I passed. And let me tell y'all about Hot Hula Fitness. It is the sexiest dance workout you could ever do. I don't care what size you are. You are going to feel very sexy if you go to a Hot Hula Fitness class
I've
with the
never
right
heard of that
music.
before.
Oh, girl, I mean, it is just, oh, it's just so sexy. And this is how I got into coaching. I realized I couldn't get any of the ladies to look in the mirror at themselves while they were doing my class.
Mm-hmm.
So the class was
You
so
wouldn't have
much
had to tell
fun.
me.
I know I wouldn't have had. You would have been,
You
I
probably would
know.
be the opposite, girl. Stop looking at yourself.
Yes. So now I don't teach it anymore. I didn't let my certification go, but now I still do one of the, either I'll pull up one of my routines and go through that routine. But let me tell you what the big thing is that I do now. I have a trampoline. I
Okay.
started looking into the rebounding
Mm-hmm.
because of my lymphedema.
Mm-hmm.
So when they told me that I had lymphedema, I started looking at pictures. Y'all look up lymphedema stage 4. And I said, I know I'm too cute for that. I may not be the cutest person in the world, but I know I'm too cute to be the stage 4.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed, say it again, look it up. So I was diagnosed in 2012, and I was at stage, in between like stage 1 and stage 2, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
still at that stage. That's one of the reasons why I went plant-based. I also went plant-based because my family that I grew up with, my parents and my brother, all of them had some form of cancer. And I was like, nope, it's not going to be me. So those
Mm-hmm.
are the 2 reasons why I stopped eating meat. But I
Okay.
looked into rebounding for my lymphedema to make sure that lymphatic fluid flows. You can't
Mm-hmm.
take a water pill because it's not water, it's
Mm-hmm.
lymphatic fluid. So that trampoline, y'all think it look easy. Y'all get on there and try to jump up with your weight.
I can't even jump off the last step. So I already know I can't jump on no trampoline.
So I said
Oh,
that I'm going to start doing this rebounding a little bit more to see if that will get rid of this menopause weight. Because you got to try. Your body
yeah.
gets used to stuff, and I got to do something different now. I'm fine with that. So I have a little gym in my house, and I got my little rebounder, and I got my bike on a stand, my little purple sexy bike on a stand, and I'll just, get on my bike. I got a treadmill. But look, I'm just telling y'all all that now. I ain't getting on all that stuff now. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm not getting on all that stuff. I'm not getting on all that stuff. But I said I'm going to start doing this rebounder, and I may do group, um, a little group for women to. I just want to say, I'm getting ready to do this again, y'all. Y'all want to do this with me? I'm going to do this again. I'm getting ready to
I know
lose
that's right.
whatever, and we get ready to get on this and you don't need a rebounder. You could just bounce or jump in place. But look it
Mm-hmm.
up to see the benefits of the
I have one.
rebounding. Oh,
Look, I'm
now
with
see,
you. I have one. I have a whole gym too, but I ain't saying
yep.
I use any of it. I'm just saying I
I
have it.
walk past, I
Uh,
walk past it every day and say hi. For a lot.
and I play like I cycle. I start cycling when cycling season start, but then
Okay.
my husband started doing too much on the bike, going too far,
See,
and that's where we had
he
to
was
set.
like,
He
nah,
go
bro.
his part ways. He go his way.
Yeah,
I go mine. His
yeah.
way is to ride 20, 30 minutes. I
Oh
mean,
my
20,
goodness.
30 miles. My way is to go lay down on the couch.
And I do like to do the cycling because of my knee replacement. Because I meet a lot of people who have knee replacement and they still can't get around. So my knees are not as strong as I would like them to be. So,
Mhm.
like I'll continue with PT, and the bike helps because I'm like, I didn't go through the surgery to not be able to walk. And I still have anxiety about curbs and steps and stuff. I haven't been able to get past that because I was so afraid for so long to fall. Like it's a real
Mhm.
thing. So yeah, but yeah, y'all, maybe I'll start a little rebounding group because there's one thing I'm gonna tell you for sure. Once I decide I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that's
do
right, and you
it.
sound determined.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, it's nice outside. Let me go lay down." I went to the doctor, yesterday morning, I guess it was, and, she was like, "So you still cycling and walking and stuff?" I said, "No." I said, "I've been laying down." I said, "I can't even lie about it."
Well, look, that could have been NLP for you because when I stopped
Let's
eating
talk
meat,
real quick about
okay, that's right.
NLP,
So let me
and you
tell y'all, NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. And basically, it's a way for you to rewire your brain so that you are running your brain instead of your brain running you.
mm,
So it's just you tapping into the power of your subconscious mind. Now, when I was using it, I didn't know that I was using it. You know, when I decided I wasn't going to eat meat, I just started telling myself, I don't eat meat. I'm not a meat eater. And someone would say, oh, you don't eat meat. And I would say, no, I don't eat meat. And girl, I had a chicken wing the day before. But that's what I kept telling myself over and over. And I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. And then, before I knew it, I was like, oh, I don't know when the last time I went and got my little honey barbecue chicken wings. I rewired that connection. And
mhm,
we do it all the time because guess what? If you keep telling yourself that you're not worthy, that's what you're doing, NLP. And so if you're not worthy, your subconscious mind is going to work 24/7 to make sure you feel unworthy at every
mhm.
chance that it gets. But if you decide to say, I'm worthy of every single thing that I want, and you tell yourself that and you pair it with writing, I'm a special educator by trade. Get them books and pens out. It works. Don't just say it, you need to write it as well. And it has completely changed my life.
So
Like
I
you
need to
can't tell me
say
I can't do nothing.
so I need to say, "I don't like beer," and then I need to write down, "I don't like beer," and then
Well,
I
let me
need
give you a different way.
to help
So
us
we,
out.
we kind of like to not pair a negative with it because if I tell you don't think of a blue tree, you're thinking of a blue tree, right?
Okay, alright.
So but I use that as an example because it's the truth. But in NLP, now that I'm trained, we don't do a negative with it. So you would just say, I love lemonade instead of saying I don't like beer. You would say I like
Oh,
lemonade and replace it. I only drink water. That's what happened to me when I decided I wasn't going to drink anything else, and I would just say I only drink water. And with every sip I take, I'm aligned with the highest version of me.
okay,
So the affirmations get real, honey. You can't tell me nothing at
okay,
all.
so
I'm
so
happy, healthy, and beautiful.
I like water. Imma keep saying that. I do
I
like water.
only drink water. Yes, you say I only drink water. Like
Oh,
it's
oh,
already happened.
oh, okay, I only drink water. Y'all seeing therapy y'all seeing NLP in practice right now, because 'cause
You
Imma need some
only
water.
drink water.
Drink water. Imma start saying that to my friends. I can't
Yes. Look, while you sitting there drinking your last spit, girl, I only drink water.
I can't wait. Oh, this is gonna be a laugh track. I only drink
When
water.
you when you start tapping into that subconscious mind, you tell yourself enough, watch you find yourself starting to reach for water more than because you're retraining inside, deep inside, and not just on the surface with your conscious self.
Okay, and Sonia said, "Hey,
Hey,
ladies."
Dr. Burke.
I cannot wait. Look, my sister said, "I'm drinking one of your beers now."
Yes.
Roberta said, "I only drink water."
I only drink water. That's it. I drink one of your beers.
You better put my beer down because I only drink water.
It's so funny, like, have fun with it and just when you get up in the morning, just say it. I'm disciplined, focused, persistent, and consistent. I have them for
Text that
everything.
to me. Okay, text that to me so I can remember what it
Okay.
was.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and
I
it
know
will change your
I only
life.
drink water, so I got that one, and I can't I'm about to have a whole lot of fun with that. You have no
Yes.
idea what kind of fun you've created
And
with
use
that.
music too. Use music. Like, we listen to all this music and I'll share. I have a free playlist for everyone. The music will The music will change your life. If
Is it
you
gonna tell me not
really
to drink water though? Because I'm gonna need some help with that.
Well, guess what? If you say it enough and you listen to the music, that's powerful music to tell you that you're great, that you're beautiful, and my playlist is really short. It's probably about 19 minutes, but it will
Okay.
start to help. It's something simple that you can do to
Mhm.
start to rewire and listen to it all the time. Like every chance you get, listen to it.
Dr. Ansonia said, declarations will change your life.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. That is
So
true.
we are out of time. This has
Oh
been great.
man.
It went by very quickly. I want to thank you, thank
Yes,
you, thank you for being so transparent
thank
about your
you.
journey to weight loss. Congratulations to you
Thank you.
for the weight loss and feeling good about yourself and recognizing that you are a powerful black woman. I love that, love that,
Yes.
love that for you.
Me
And
too.
so I just want to say thank you again. And
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm gonna give take you off the screen so I can do my what the hell segment.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, so let's talk about what the hell. What the hell is going on with the government now? Now we have the government shutdown. Why? Because they want to strip you all, some of you all, from your health insurance. So don't be confused about what the goal is. Not only is that the goal, but they want to also double our premiums, at least double. And imagine what you're paying now. If that doubles, what does that do to you and your family? I had to say, what the hell? I know for me and my family, I pay roughly $500 a month for health insurance, and it's that good government health insurance. So imagine if they double it. I don't care if it go up one penny. I'm still going to be saying, what the hell? Because the services are not going to change. You're not going to be getting more for your money. The quality medical care that you deserve, you're not going to get any of that for additional money. So for me, I can't tell you what to do, but for me, I'm standing strong with the Democrats, and I pray that the Democrats don't fold. Because if they fold, we are in real trouble. And if we don't go out and vote for our governors, our county people, our midterm elections coming up next year, it's shame on us. And don't even bother asking yourself, what the hell, if you don't do your part. Thank you for joining me tonight. I love each and every one of you. I had a great time doing this show today, and I will see you in 2 weeks. And I have a very special guest. Thank you for joining and participating in Let's Get Into It. I want to thank my special guest for being brave enough to get into it. Without you, these conversations cannot happen. Remember, different viewpoints, respect, and love are the foundations of Let's Get Into It. If there's a topic you think I should discuss, drop me a recommendation. If you're interested in being my special guest, let me know, because we can and will get into it. Have a great day on purpose, and I look forward to your continued engagement and support as we get into it.